Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I did this set using dip powder and gel base coat, keep watching. The dip powders I'm using today I got off AliExpress. So the first one is Born Pretty Hollow Powder in Snow Elves. The second one is Brings You Beauty in Clear. And the third one is Nicole Diary in number 6. I also use these large cupcake tins. I believe I got them from the dollar store or a store like that. So essentially when I'm dipping the powder or pouring the powder, the cupcake tin catches everything and then I can just pour the spilt powder right back into the jar. I'm going to be using tips today, and those are BU stiletto tips that I got off Amazon. The first thing that I'm going to do is file down the natural nail. So for the natural nail or the nail beds, I actually use a full well nail tip, and I do have a previous video explaining that and why I'm using the full well tip. So I just go in and file down the nail. I file the surface also where where I'm attaching the nail tip. So I am in and out of frame on this, so I apologize for that, but pretty much just prepping the nail tip as I would the natural nail had this been a real client. So when I'm fitting the tip, when you're fitting a tip, if you don't have the perfect size, just file the sides of the tip down some. You don't want to file too roughly or you might crack the tip. So just gently file the sides down so that you can make it fit to the natural nail. And so also the glue that I'm using is IBD brush on glue. So I'm going to glue on all 5 tips. I use my pincher on this one to kind of glue down the sides. And you can tell I need a little practice work applying tips. For myself, I normally do nail forms, or I build out my nail with builder gel or poly gel. So I just wanted to play with the tips today. After I add the tips, I'm going to go in with my e-file and blend in the tip with the natural nail. You'll see later why this is important, and you'll see that I could have done a better job. Also, you'll want to remove all the shine from the natural nail and the nail tip. This is where you can finish doing your nail prep on the natural nail, taking the shine off, adding your dehydrator and your primer. I don't do this in this video because this is my practice hand, and I didn't feel the need to do it on the practice hand. So the base coat that I'm using is D&D Base Gel. I don't use this on myself. For me, it's too thick. And whenever I've used it with my builder gel or my poly gel, I always got lifting. But I still have it, so I just kind of use it to play with when I'm playing with my dipping powders. So the first coat is where the natural nail meets the tip. And here you can see I should have blended it a little bit better. And you could either dip the nail in the dip powder or pour it. Just make sure that you cover the entire base coat. So if there's anything shiny, you want to add some more powder, because after adding the dip powder, everything should be matte. So you want to go ahead and do all 5 of the nails. And after you do that, you want to cure it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And after you're done curing, then that's when you brush off the excess powder that you didn't get off by tapping. So you apply the base coat, pour or dip the powder, tap it off, like just tap the finger to shake off any loose powder. Cure it for 60 seconds, and then after you cure it, then you take your brush and brush off any excess powder. For the second coat, you can go a little bit further down the nail bed, but not all the way to the cuticle. So this should help you build out your apex, if that's something that you were concerned about or focusing on. So the first 2 coats were more towards the middle of the nail where the strength should be. So that should help you build it out. And to know that it's dry, you saw me tapping the finger a couple seconds ago. That's to know that the powder and the gel had fully cured. So once I get to the middle finger, I should have made sure that my base coat was a little bit smoother and more even. And you'll see why later, because it's kind of hard to... That's kind of a big thing to straighten out. And usually when you're using gel or acrylic or poly gel, you can fix a lot of stuff at the end with filing. But with dip powder, using the gel base coat, you kind of have to fix it as you go. The third layer that I'm going in with, I'm actually going from the cuticle to the tip. And I was trying to correct any dips or lumps that I had in any of the first 2 coats. After I cured the third coat, I should have taken more time to correct any dips or bumps. This is the foundation of the nail, and correcting this after you apply your color doesn't really work. You end up filing through your color to correct something in the foundation. I went in here with a buffer, and I should have actually used my e-file. This is just as hard as regular acrylic and monomer. This is an acrylic dip powder system, so it's just as hard as acrylic. The application of the color is the same way that you apply the clear. You want to try and get your base coat as smooth as possible. And when you're pouring or dipping your nail into the powder, you want to make sure there's no shiny spots left. You want to make sure the entire nail is matte. That's how you know that all the base coat that you applied has dip powder attached to it. And you want to tap off the excess, and after you cure it, that's when you brush it, not before you cure it. When I applied the glitter powder, this glitter dip isn't as fine as the clear or the color powder. Just something to keep in mind when you're doing your application. I don't know if all brands with the glitter powder aren't as fine. This one's just kind of clumpy, as you can see there. At this point, I was thinking that these nails look terrible and they look lumpy, but I still had in mind that I was going to be able to fix everything at the end with filing. I was wrong. You gotta kind of do it as you go instead of waiting to the end, like I said earlier. But I went in with two coats of color. I think I could have went in maybe with one more. These nails aren't that thick, and I didn't really build out my apex as much as I wanted to. So I think I could have went in with maybe another coat of color. I'll try it next time when I'm practicing and see, kind of get a better idea of how many coats I'm going in. However, this dip powder is pretty inexpensive, so I don't know if the more expensive brands like the Kara Sky, you go in with less layers. So I'll find that out as I learn and as I practice. So I went in with my final layer of clear and cured that for 60 seconds. So each layer I did cure for 60 seconds, and after you cured each layer, that's when you brush off any excess powder. So I started filing here, but staying in frame and getting the job done wasn't gonna happen. So I finished filing off camera. Okay, so I did the filing off camera, and you can see on the middle finger and the ring finger, I did end up filing off a lot of the color. And as I said like 12 times in this video already, you kind of have to make sure the foundation's smooth. You have to fix any bumps and lumps as you go. You can't wait till the end like you can do with acrylic, builder gel, or even poly gel. And I'm just gonna fix it by adding some bling. This is just a practice set, so it's not like it's a client or anything like that. So I actually don't do clients, I just do my own nails. So even if it was my own nails, I probably would just add some bling and then try next time to get a better application, but I don't think I would start over. Anyway, so I'm top coating the nails that I'm not adding bling to, and that is with Azure Beauty top coat. And on the fingers that I'm adding bling to, I'm going to be using Azure Beauty reinforcement gel. So I did add the reinforcement gel to the entire nail. I don't really think it matters. I didn't put bling everywhere. I don't think it makes a difference. You guys will let me know if that's not something I should be doing. But this is my first time using this reinforcement gel, and the gel held the crystals in place and they weren't sliding all over the nail, and I was still able to play with the placement until I got it the way that I liked. After I got it the way that I liked, I cured it for 60 seconds and then I did the next nail. And after I was done applying all the crystals, I just went in and added the Azure Beauty top coat. I did not apply top coat on top of the crystals. There's no point. They're already held in place and they're already shining. So the top coat probably would take away from the shine. So guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. So do you guys use base coat with your dipping powders? And if you do, like, what steps do you take to get a smooth application? What steps do you take to make sure when you're doing your filing, you don't file off your color? So let me know in the comments down below. And do go to my Instagram page. It's Loved by Verdi Nails. And I do have a 500 follower giveaway. So that's on my Instagram. That's the only open giveaway I have now. I'll probably do a 250 subscriber here on YouTube. But for now, check out my Instagram. So essentially you have to be following me on Instagram. And then on the giveaway post, just tag 3 friends. So if you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, subscribe, Instagram for my giveaway, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you.